Hello everyone, it's great to see you again. Happy holidays. Today we have a super special episode for you. The video you're about to watch was actually made for a great documentary by Collective Evolution called Psyched Out. This is a documentary about psychedelics, their use throughout time, and how our perspective of them has changed over the course of human history, as well as the healing benefits and practical applications of these substances. The documentary is not out yet, but it's slated for the beginning of 2017. If you want to sign up for notifications on when this movie comes out, check out the author comments below for a link to a sign-up page on Collective Evolution's website. Oh, and stay tuned till after this video. We've got one more special holiday announcement for you. Without further ado, enjoy. The first humans to ever use psychedelics in history is widely debated and discussed in the worldwide entheogen communities. Terence McKenna pioneered the idea that early prehistoric man found and ate psychedelic mushrooms, which became a stepping stone for cognitive evolution, allowing humanity to emerge as the powerful mental beings that we have become today. This would have taken place in Africa and been at the fundamental basis for shamanism and animism, the earliest forms of spiritual beliefs on the planet that we know of today. Events such as these are, of course, not recorded in history, and thus are only theories at this time. It's important to note that, until we actually have recorded history placing tangible dates on psychedelic usage, many of these dates are theories, and in theory, they could have been used a lot earlier in history as well. That said, support for this idea is found in the numerous cave paintings found around the world dating back as early as 40,000 years, and seeming to depict a very similar pattern of geometric waves emerging from the minds of the various indigenous people, as well as humanoid figures with mushroom heads. The first tangible evidence of psychedelic cultivation is debated, some claiming to find evidence of cannabis and psychedelic mushroom cultivation as early as 15,000 BC across Asia, where the more concrete evidence lies in 8,000 BC in Taiwan, with twisted strands of hemp being used in the making of patterns on clay pots. As early as 4000 BC, we find more evidence of the Amanita muscaria mushrooms used by the shamans of Siberia. Around this same time and shortly thereafter, we see evidence of various psychedelics being used for spiritual practices in ancient Egypt. The blue lotus flower was revered along with the Amanita muscaria mushroom for their psychedelic and trance-inducing properties. Meanwhile, in the Amazon jungle, evidence of ayahuasca is seen as early back as 3000 BC. By around 2800 BC, the Chinese tradition holds that hemp and cannabis cultivation officially began being grown both for its fiber as well as the medical properties of cannabis itself. It was used as a treatment for malaria, beriberi, constipation, rheumatic pains, absent-mindedness, and menstrual cramps. During the classical period of ancient Greece, in roughly 1700 BC, the Greek mysteries emerged as an evolution from the ancient Egyptian mystery schools, which became widely popular, and they used a substance called kykeon after several days of fasting, which led to profound visions, giving the initiates an understanding of life after death. In 1500 BC, the Rig Vedas were written in India, talking about a plant/god called Soma introduced by the Aryans. There is not too much known about this, except that based on the writings, it's highly likely that Soma was a potent psychedelic drink of some kind, of immense importance to spiritual ceremonies. It was known for increasing awareness, imparting mystical experiences, poetic inspiration, and even immortality. In 1200 BC, a substance called bhang, made up of dried cannabis leaves, seeds, and stems, are mentioned in the verses of the Hindu Atharva Veda as one of the 5 sacred plants of India. Around 1000 BC, some of the original ideas of Judaism were written down for the first time. Of course, it has been speculated by many historians that many of these traditions were passed down orally for a very long time. In a newly emerging theory, the concept of the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil are believed to be the combination of the Siberian birch and the Amanita muscaria mushroom, which often grow symbiotically together. During this same time period, we see that peyote and San Pedro cacti were discovered and used by the American Indian shamans on the western continent, as well as many stones carved into magic mushrooms appearing in the Mesoamerican cultures, beginning with the Olmecs and stretching through the Incas, Mayas, and other Mesoamerican cultures for the next 2,500 years. Psychedelics in